Welcome to the second episode of Lumo and Sarge here on Vector Sports, as the Premier League weekend kicked off with a bang. In the opening game, of course, Leicester City travelled to Hull City, and in the first surprise of the season, got turned over by the Tigers. This weekend we start with Friday night football as Man United host Southampton at Old Trafford. Chris Iwelumo alongside me as ever.
Morning, Sarge.
Paul Pogba suspended last weekend. Do we expect him to be involved tonight?
Yeah, well, I think Jose Mourinho's come out. He's been quite vocal. He is going to make his debut, but reading between the lines, I don't think he's going to start tonight. I think he'll be.
He's not a pre-season.
But you got to remember, he's a fit, athletic guy anyway. They got to the final, the Euros. There's already been a few injuries pulled up. There's a few managers not happy that the fact that the players are coming back. Obviously, Koscielny at Arsenal. Ramsey played. He's pulled his hammy now. Lloris at Tottenham. This is a goalkeeper with a hamstring injury. So it's saying the overload of games, not preparing properly. The sports science in the game today is vital, and even the modern manager, they take note of that. So Pogba, he will be fit, he will be ready, but probably not to last the 90. So I think Jose Mourinho will know that. Spent a lot of money. He'll make an appearance from the bench, I think, tonight. From what Jose Mourinho's been saying, reading between the lines, he is going to definitely make his debut tonight.
Times have changed, haven't they, since back in your day? Just turn up, rock up.
Yeah, but what I will say,
about.
I think I sit on the fence really, because
you carried a whole host of injuries, didn't you?
I played most of my career with a niggle, but a lot of players do. It has changed. You need to be near enough 100% now to be able to cope and handle the game today. But I still feel it's down to the player. You know, I think with the injury woes that Arsenal have defensively, the likes of Koscielny, the likes of obviously Ramsey played, but I just feel that you go to the player and say, how do you feel? If the player feels up for it, ready, then you've got to play him, especially when you're in need. But tonight, this is going to be, for me, this is a Man United win. I think Southampton, every transfer window, players go. They are a selling club. The managers now went, and I feel that they really need to kind of. To be fair, in fairness to Southampton, every time they do make a change, they have progressed, they have improved. But I just feel that it's a big job for Southampton to better sixth place.
Well, that's the thing. You look at. You mentioned the players that have left St Mary's. You're talking back from the days since Gareth Bale. Every one of their top players actually goes on to leave the club. To manage to keep them there has been such a massive task. Keeping with Man United, Zlatan on the score sheet last week. For me, he's going to go on and score many a goal. Yep. Moving on to Saturday's action, the other Manchester club travelled to the Bet365 stadium to face Stoke City. The interesting way that, just my tactical nounce here for you, Chris, when I was watching Man City last week and throughout Europe, the way that he's got them set up with the two centre-halves and the midfielders, he allows them to push on. And the fullbacks actually come in and sit almost defensive midfielders.
Yeah, and I just feel that I've got a feeling Manchester City came to the Britannia Stadium. It was then now the Bet365 Stadium last season, and they got turned over. Mark Hughes, I feel, will go very similar. I think Bojan will play the false nine role tomorrow. I think that's going to be a very interesting one, and I just feel that the way that Man City play, the fullbacks come in, their weaknesses are down the sides, and I just feel that is one of Stoke's strengths. So I just feel that if they do come, especially away from home, and try and play that style of play, and I understand that it's not just an offensive way, but it's defensively sound. It means that the players can press straight away. They don't give a minute at the back, so it's down to Stoke across the back four being very composed on the ball, which I've got to say will not been good enough. Stoke have not been good enough at playing the ball across the back. I think that if Man City do approach that and get on the player, playing the high press game, that will cause a few issues tomorrow. If Stoke can play through that press and be composed and play that forward pass, then I feel they will create chances, and it's just down to putting them in the back of the net tomorrow.
Out of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we've picked out Spurs versus Crystal Palace as one of the games to watch. Crystal Palace doing some big business in terms of bringing Christian Benteke. Agreed the fee of $32.5 million with Liverpool. A player you suggested Stoke City would have looked to sign himself.
He's a Premier League player. He's scored goals in a struggling Aston Villa side. He's not really been given a chance at Liverpool for the way that they play.
He'll fit into Palace though, won't he?
He will fit in. They've got players there. Obviously Bolasie went, but they've got Zaha punching. They've got players that are going to create Kabay. It's going to be a fantastic signing, acquisition, and he will score goals, and that's what Palace have been.
Well, it's always been something for me that I mean, they spent a lot of money as it was. 7 million for Connor Wickham, or was it even slightly more?
Well, I like Connor. I think if with the right service, he doesn't hit the back of the net regular enough, but he's a good hold-up player. He's a good target man. He links. He's mobile. And I just feel that when Benteke comes there, he's just more clinical in front of the goal.
It'll take him to the next level, won't it?
100%.
What about Spurs? Home turf. They finished last season relatively disappointing. They go into this season higher expectations, but as well more competitors for that top spot.
Yeah, I feel the pressure will be on them. I feel that obviously they're juggling the Champions League now as well, and I just feel that'll cause more issues than not. They've got the quality there, the depth. I'm not so sure. So Pochettino, he's a fantastic manager. He's got young, hungry players there. It's now down to them to step up and try and improve what they did last year. They fell away towards the end, but they were ever present. So it's now down to them to, can they push on? Can they kick on? Obviously, Hugo Lloris is a massive loss in goals, but like you say, they have quality and depth.
Chelsea are away at Watford. We've already seen the lights of Antonio Conte and what he can bring to the Premier League, and eventually the 5:30 kickoff. What a game this is! Leicester City versus Arsenal. We've seen the battle for Riyad Mahrez. The Foxes have come out on top, as they did with Jamie Vardy. Meanwhile, Arsene Wenger just keeps coming in for more and more criticism. He got booed last week. It doesn't improve for him, does it?
Well, you've got to remember, I think, not only for the fans, but when you make new signings, it lifts the dressing room, doesn't it? I feel that when I was a player and you're bringing in players, if it's competition for places, then you have to up your game and it gets the best out of you. I just think of these top players at Arsenal, where they're just sitting, there's no signings coming in. What must they think as players? You need a lift. I felt that the partnership, Chambers and Holding, I thought they'd done okay. They got found out a little bit, but Arsenal are always going to play an attractive style of football. They're always going to create chances, but they got caught out. And to be fair, if you're losing 4 goals in the first game of the season, then that shows you where the issue lays. And I just feel at home as well. And I just feel that there's a few rumours talking about bringing in certain players now. It needs to be done. It should have been done early doors, ready for the campaign to begin.
The latest one I've seen was 42 million for Julian Draxler, who again is a left winger. He's got 10. It's ludicrous. I mean, 42 million in terms of a defence. You look at Bayern Munich, they bought Jerome Boateng and Mats Hummels for a combined fee of 45, which for me says it all.
Yeah.